Hello, what's up everybody? This is Chlorine from Minions Realm, and I'm coming in with a surprise video. This is the day after the update dropped, 2 days after, I don't know. But we had an incredible war I wanted to recap. And I wanted to do a video this week. We just didn't have a war that had any good attacks. But as you can see, we faced up against this clan called Destroyers, who are actually part of the Fair Play War community, like NDL, ICWL, all of that stuff. And they're actually from India, so that was really cool. I looked these guys up on War Match, and they actually are undefeated in the NDL, and they've beaten some pretty good clans. So I'm pretty excited to bring this video to you guys. Looking at looking at the stats, we beat them 55-54. We got about half a percentage of average destruction on them. It was it was an incredible finish. Both sides had a lot of fails down the stretch. For example, we had a couple fails from our 11s. We had some fails from our 10s, trying to 2-star. And then, of course, our 9s. Our 9s did, I would say, better than normal against these anti-free bases. They still weren't where I'd like them to be, but another thing is these guys have, like, super low heroes, so you can't really blame them. They are tough bases, so yeah. Yeah, so that's the stats on our side. On their side, they had 211 fails, so they were 50% on their tunnel 11s. They actually tried to triple me, like 8 hours into war, and he got 96% 1-star. I hate this update. He just spammed Laloon, and my base could not stop it at all. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to build new bases because this update really messed things up. But as you can see, looking at the Town Hall 10s, that's where they lost it. They're number 3, they're number 7 were Town Hall 10s, and they had one successful attack, which was on me, the 2-star. So that's where they lost it. Their Town Hall 10s could not perform. As you can see, their Tunnel 9s were about 50%. Yeah. But yeah, going down the stretch, like, we would fail, like, half hour left in the war. We would fail one, and I'd think it was over, and then they'd fail one, and I'd think it was over for them, and then we'd fail one. It was insane. And then, right at the last minute, me and this other guy go in. I get the triple, he doesn't, so that ended the war. I'm gonna start off by showing some of these Town Hall 9s, I think. So their Town Hall 9s had some incredible bases. We had to dip only 3 of them, which I think is really good for the bases they had. I'm just gonna start by showing Brandon here. Going in on their number 9, he's just bringing HGHB. And this was actually their leader, so taking down the leader of the Destroyers. And yeah, this was one of the last Tunnel 9s to be cleared, so this was super clutch. It freed up attacks for the Tunnel 10s to go up, and there was a Hound in the Clan Council, and look at these Spring Traps. They just decimate his Giants. This was a fresh hit, so we didn't know about the Springs, we didn't know about the Hound, and yet Brandon was still able to come in and just destroy it. So I'm just gonna kind of fast forward through this Hound because it's a Hound. It's super boring. They ran a lot of Hounds in their CCs at Town Online. It messed up like fresh hits, but it also made the cleanup hits a lot easier. So yeah. But yeah, looking at how he's doing right now, it doesn't look like a Freestar, but um, he's getting some pretty clutch bowler bounces on V's left side, and then he's just going to send the hogs on the right side, and his kill squad's just going to take it out. Because the thing about these long, skinny bases is pretty much all of the defense are able to be shot at from the outside of the wall at some point or another on the base. So if you get a really big, if you just get a kill squad that travels along the entire side of the base, you can clear pretty much all of the defenses on that side. And so that's kind of what Brandon does. Even though his kill squad did not go in, he was able to clear all of the defenses because they were able to be shot at from the outside of the base. And now he's just got an Expo, a cannon, and the bomb tower. And I'm just going to kind of fast forward through this because I have a lot of raids to show. But yeah, he's just going to clean this one up. There's a builder hut on the left side. Yeah, just taking that out. And very nice fresh triple by Brandon. Alright, so the next one I want to show is probably we had so many awesome attacks. I don't know which ones to show. Probably this one. So this is Gangster. He's a newer member. This is, I want to say, our second or third war with us. He's been very solid. So he kind of brings the same army to each base from what I've seen, which I don't agree with. I think you can tweak it, but he does the Laloon part really well. So definitely solid attacker. And he's just coming in on this base. We determined if you do a kill squad on the right side, you can just kind of Laloon. The Laloon pathing would be really nice. And he makes a funnel on a corner, which is always a very difficult task. So great job to him for that. Uses the heal spell on the bowlers. We actually decided not to lower the clan castle because this was a fresh hit, and we didn't know if it was a hound. It was a very exposed clan castle, so I thought it was a hound, so I told him not to. Luckily, it was lured because it wasn't a hound, and he was able to clear that. Now he's just got the Laloon coming in. He's able to send the hounds right through this trap-heavy section of the base, and that saves the need for a heal spell. And looking at what he has left, like, he really crushes it. He only gets one hound to pop, which just shows how much he crushes it. Could maybe use a little bit more cleanup. Because the hound's not popping was a kind of bit sketchy, but I think he had lots of time on this one. I'm just going to fast forward the cleanup. So obviously, great job to Gangster. Really nice to have someone who can fresh triple these types of bases. It frees us up for really tough ones. And I think I will show... I'll show this one because this was a really insane hit by Izzy. This one, again, was fresh. All our clutcher hits were fresh. So I told him, we were looking at this base, I was like, hey, why not do a go hobo from the bottom? I kind of, I thought he would enter from here. He instead decides to enter from there. Which is good because he fishes out a Tesla farm. It does make his kill squad a little bit weird, his entry, so that wasn't helpful, but he was able to get that jump spell down because it's only 5 tiles, and unfortunately all of his bowlers walked just because of the entry. Not a great fun off because you have these kind of compartments that are further away from you. He actually rages the bowlers to get value out of those. It does work out. I don't know if I would do that. Yeah, but it does work out for him in this case. And then he actually sends in the hogs, and he's still got the enemy queen. And it's like, at this point, it's like, this isn't gonna happen. But he poisons the enemy queen. That severely limits the amount of damage going in on her. And these hogs are able to basically just tank all of his stuff. His queen takes out the enemy queen, and at this point it's like, wow, great hit. It was a really nice recovery. If you, in any raid, if you can enter from the opposite side of a queen with a kill squad and kill the queen with your kill squad, the base is going to be obviously absolutely trash, just because all the traps are going to be on this side. So his hogs didn't run into any spring traps. I'm just going to fast forward this. Again, Builder Hut, I would bring archers for those. You don't want to fail on a time fail after a hit like that, because that type of hit is going to be super hard to replicate, because it was kind of a lucky hit. But yeah, I'm going to show this one. This was by your boy me, trying out Gary's strategy of bringing a ton of hogs and skelly spells. This was a cleanup from a 99% hit by Gangster. I didn't think I could replicate Gangster's hit because it was kind of a luck-based hit, so I didn't try to replicate it. I saw this plan, I was like, hey, this is a Hound CC, why not just suicide my heroes, get some value, and then just use hogs on the back of this base. So I was going for this wizard tower for my queen. She ends up taking out the expo also, which was incredible value. That was perfectly placed suicide heroes, and I definitely eliminated some springs / bombs with that. So that was my main goal: take out the king and eliminate traps. And so now that that's done, I can just start sending in these hogs. And it's like with this strategy, you're gonna run into bombs and stuff. You have free heals. You just need to heal them right. You're gonna run into springs. That's just why you have so many hogs, so you can overcome that. Unfortunately, the Hound lures, well, I guess not unfortunately because it's a ground attack. But fortunately, it did not lure onto kill squad, so this Hound's gonna do absolutely nothing. And as you can see, I'm just able to heal through all of his stuff. And then I'm just going to place all of these skellies. I was waiting for her to jump this wall just to get into an open spot, more of a controlled situation. Those skellies take her down like immediately. I would have only brought 2, but I needed this poison for the skeleton traps, so I decided just to bring an Ever. And I'm just going to clean up. I think that was a really nice hit. Just Suicide Hero Hog Raid. One of the more powerful hits if you have a Hound CC. Like I said, if you have a Hound CC, you're gonna get wrecked on your cleanup hit just because it opens up so much more that you can do. But fresh hits are gonna be a lot tougher. So yeah, number 16. I mean, it's so awesome going up against a clan like this because we have so many nice bases that we were actually able to take down. I think I want to show one more, and then I'll show my hit on the number 1. I mean the number 2. So I think I'm gonna show Soldier Witch coming in on this base. This was again a fresh hit. Fresh hits are so essential in this war because they knock down bases that you have to clean up on, and like anyone who fresh hits in a war like this is an MVP, because that's how you win these wars, is by being able to clear the 9s. At least for us, because our tunnel 10s and our tunnel 11s are both pretty good. It's our tunnel 9s that struggle in these really tough like NDL match, like CWL/NDL matchups. So the fact that we were able to get a whole bunch of fresh triples, and we only needed free dips, which, if you guys, well, I know you didn't, I didn't recap this war, but we also were Easy Wildcats, who were actually in the finals for MCLW, I think, the minor league war something, and they were an incredible clan. We got absolutely wrecked by them, but we weren't even close to clearing their tunnel 9s because we weren't able to get any of these fresh hits. So I'm really proud of everyone for stepping up in this war, especially since we weren't, like, we didn't have any of Slover's accounts, we didn't have any of Gary's accounts. We were without a lot of our, quote, like, big dog Town Hall 9 hitters, and so I'm really proud of how this war went, and hopefully this can be more consistent. I know our Town Hall 9 gameplay has been kind of inconsistent with these tough wars, but yeah, I'm really proud of this one. I'm really happy to beat this clan. But yeah, as you can see, Soldier just coming in with a very nice Laloon. He does end on a Wizard Tower, which is actually really sketchy. I would have saved one Loon, placed it on this Wizard Tower, distract that Wizard Tower. He placed that Wall Breaker just a little bit too late. The Wizard Tower is going to get some hits off, but as you can see, just barely finishing him out, and he's going to be able to clean up the rest of his base. So great job by Soldier Witch. Thank you for not hitting like the top Town Hall 9 bases in these tough wars. I know he likes to hit high, so it's really nice when he hits down and actually gets triple. So yeah, I wish we had more time, but I need to go soon. So I'm just gonna quickly show this one. This happened final minutes of war. I was like, I was looking at this base. I was just gonna try my traditional 2-star strat. Just walk. I think I was gonna walk from 6 down to 3, and then I was gonna enter right around here with my bowlers, and I was gonna Valk right around here, and they were going to go right to the core. It would have had a really good chance of tripling, but, and then I saw this guy had a hole right here between the Expo and the Wizard Tower, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I place some bowlers there and I place a Rage and then my Warden, like, they're just gonna clear so many of these defenses, and it's going to get so much value. So as you can see, I placed a Giant to get rid of the bomb and lure the clan castle. I have an Archer on the bottom to lure the clan castle down, and then place a Rage, a couple Giants to start with tanking, heroes, and then immediately I place the Eternal Tome on the Warden, and look how much value they got. This was so much more than I thought they would get. The Hound did come over, and I was like, oh crap, my Queen is going to lock onto the Hound. Luckily, she's right out of range from any of the defenses, so she's going to actually clear the Hound, and actually be able to clear the pups also, which was big in this raid. And then look how much my King got, like, oh my gosh. So looking at the base, my kill squad literally wiped out half of the base, and now I just have a whole bunch of balloons and a whole bunch of hounds and stuff. So I'm just starting the Laloon at 12. This guy was absolutely wrecked. Like, such a costly haul on his part. He did have the singles because of the update. Not gonna help at all. My loons are just going to crush him. It was... I can't believe how much I got off that kill squad. Yeah, very costly mistake on their part. I don't want to say it cost them the war because I still was confident about tripling this guy, but it was definitely a lot easier to triple with that hole in the base. So I have 3 haste spells left. It was actually scrolled over on my army camp, so I couldn't see them. So I didn't know I had them, and I was like, and then at the end I was like looking for cleanup troops, and I was like, wow, I actually have 3 haste spells, so I decided to swag them all. So yeah, swagged 3 haste spells on this Town 11. And I'm just gonna fast forward this one. That was wrecked. So that's what actually won us the war. I'm pretty happy. I do know we had one more 11 Vim Vim. This was a Town Hall 10. They had one more Town Hall 10 than us, but looking at this base, we would have tripled them with a Town Hall 10 if we could have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to spare Town Hall 10 hit for this base. But yeah, those point defense would have just been destroyed. And then, of course, all of the 9s they had. We had we had 2 really low weight 9s, and then we have 2 kind of Town Hall 8s. And they had one Town Hall 9 who had max bows, and then of course this guy is maxed. So I don't know if I want to say the war was equal, but it wasn't as lopsided as someone might think. Like, we had an extra Town Hall 11, they had an extra Town Hall 10, and 3 more Town Hall 9s, I think. Which was pretty essential, especially since we didn't have as many dip attacks as they did. But yeah, I'm really happy about this war. Yeah, this clan was really good. It was really a test of what we could do, and I'm really proud of how we were able to pull it out. So, great job to everyone in this war. I'm gonna stop the video here. But I hope you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully we have more of these wars that I can recap, because it's a lot of fun to recap these kind of wars. It's not as fun to recap just the boring farm wars. So yeah, I forgot what type of outro I like to do, but yeah, I just hope you guys, hopefully everyone's getting used to the Inferno update. I know that I'm still trying to get used to it. Yeah, it's crazy that Town Hall 11s are getting level 50 heroes and the army camps. Town Hall 10s are gonna get absolutely wrecked now. And gets more gonna be Town Hall 11 v11 triples now. And that will be interesting. Definitely interesting. I'm definitely interested in seeing how that plays out. So, that's the war. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas.